This is part 2 of a 3-part series. If you can, please watch the first one before this. If not, here's a quick recap. This kid, Gaspo, owns a Minecraft realm that I play on. He calls it an SMP, but he cheats on it all the time. His cheating has caused the entire server to hate him, and also he married an 8-year-old on the server. And since I wanted to teach him a lesson, I decided to ruin his wedding. Now I need him to trust me again so that I can finally bring an end to everything he's been doing. Alright, recap over. So there was an idea proposed to everyone even before the wedding.
What if we had a court case to hold Gaspo accountable for his cheating?
This idea was something that almost the entire server agreed to, everyone except Gaspo. So in order to get him to agree, I decided to become his lawyer. And that was that for the time being. Fast forward about a week, and I was just about to go back to my base after logging off last night in an ancient city. What I came back to changed everything. What? Dude, my house is completely ruined. Who would do this? Oh, there's some signs. You of all people should be wise enough to uncover this. Caesar will guide you to the truth. Good luck. You shall find all at the peak. What is any of that supposed to mean? In search of the truth, I looked at all of the bases. Almost everyone's homes were griefed, with Gaspo's base being completely gone and lava casted. Each base had signs outside, but none were as important as what we found at the peak of the lava cast. The end draws near. This is your doing. Just like the letters, fail to understand and it's over. And a bunch of gibberish. Once again, I had no idea what any of this meant. I explained it to many server members who were all as clueless as I was. As almost everyone's bases were destroyed, it was looking as if nobody did it, since who would go and destroy their own base? That was when we realized Froggy's secondary base was completely spared from the destruction, despite being so close to my griefed home. Plus, us three that were online at the time all had decent alibis, so now all the signs were pointed to Froggy, and all I had to do was wait for him to get on.
What did you do to the server while I was away, dude? Everything's destroyed!
That was the reaction I got after messaging him to get online. That and Gaspo already threatening to revert the server even before we found out who did it. So I explained to them what I knew, and I even gave them a screenshot of the ancient city that I was in the night before it happened. This wasn't enough for Gaspo, as he continuously accused me of destroying everything. Whether this was because we have been enemies, or simply because he enjoys putting the blame on the first person he sees, he wouldn't listen to me. Thankfully for me, he wasn't able to get on the server, and he also had to leave the call. So now I was able to speak to Froggy, who was now a bit more calm. I showed him everything that happened, and while doing so I realized that this guy couldn't have done this. How do I know? Well, no offense, but he isn't smart enough to pull something like this off. Plus, he was the one who built the main base where Gaspo lives, so he has no reason to destroy it. Above all, he's way too good of a person to ruin everyone else's work. And at this point, all we could do was try to figure out what the cryptic signs mean, since we had no other leads.
Wait a sec. Look at the uppercase letters. The first has D-E-A-T-H, so it's saying death. The second one has F-I-V-E, 5.
So Liontamer had figured out part of the code, but still the meaning eluded us. We were stumped for ages until I remembered something. Wait, remember how my sign said Caesar will guide the way? It kinda seemed out of place at the time, but I remember from some ARGs that there's some sort of encoder with that name. Okay, so let's put the letters into the decoder and see if it works. Oh, wait, it seems like we need some sort of number to shift it by. Just like the letters fail to understand and it's over. With a right arrow, so it must have something to do with the shifting. And also has a 5 hidden within it. Wait, that's it. 5 over to the right. Let's see. It worked. Base 64 is the key. More information later. Well, that doesn't really help. I guess we'll have to wait. And now that we've figured out all that we can for the time being, it's now time to continue with the court case. So I was tasked with building the courthouse, and thinking about how the Supreme Court is the highest in the land, I decided that this court would literally be the highest court in the land. So I started building, in creative, because the server is so rampant with cheating, all I had to do was ask to get creative. And now it's done. Now we wait until tomorrow for the case to begin. So it has begun, and I'm not really sure.
Let the trial begin. Let's start with the prosecutor's statement.
Thank you, Your Honor. Today we will be bringing to justice an individual who has committed many crimes. These include 47 accounts of using creative, 36 accounts of de-ranking innocents, 59 counts of unlawful kicking.
This is so unfair! You guys are just gonna make up claims about me and...
Shut up, you're not helping.
Your Honor, as you can see, the defendant lacks self-control, which is why I'd like to request the death penalty and revoke Gaspo of the ability to de-rank others on account of his consistent misuse of permissions and multiple outbursts of rage.
Would the defense like to make a statement?
What am I meant to do about this kid? He's just gonna continue to make his case worse for himself. No, let the prosecution proceed.
Are you gonna defend me?
Not if you keep acting like this.
As you just saw, Gaspo has trouble controlling himself. Even in court, he isn't able to clean up his act. I will now present my evidence in the form of bringing witnesses to the stand. Now Leo has probably known Gaspo on the server for the longest other than the judge himself, and will be sharing his knowledge here today. So Leo, I would like to know, were you and Gaspo friends?
Yes, for a time. But our friendship kinda ended after a while.
Why is that?
Well, he kept cheating to try to impress me. All it really did was show how lazy he was. Plus, his anger was an issue.
Did the defendant ever use his cheats against you in any way?
Oh, all the time. He would usually go into creative after trying to fight me and lose. He also made me visitor when I did nothing wrong.
Could you describe a specific incident where he put you in visitor for no reason?
Alright, there was one time, I think around June 25th, that I fought Gaspo during a fight that he started. One thing led to another, and I killed him after he had killed me. After I killed him in a fair fight, not only did he kick me, but also place me in visitor for around an hour. This kid needs to be stopped now.
No further question.
Defense?
This is so stupid. my client is so dumb that in the face of these serious consequences, he does this. Wait, maybe stupidity is what gets us out of this. Your Honor, I would like to turn your attention to how irrationally my client has been behaving. He has acted idiotic throughout the trial, clearly showing a lack of understanding at such an important time. Your Honor, I'd like to plead stupidity for my client.
Understood. Now you may begin your cross-examination.
Thank you. Okay, Leo, with all the constant abuse of power, would you say that Gaspo often takes it too far?
Yes.
Would you say that he often cheats for no real reason?
Yes, I think so.
So then, you would agree that Gaspo is irrationally using cheats.
No, I wouldn't say that.
Then what reason does he have when cheating?
He cheats because he isn't really good at the game.
Do you think his lack of skill makes him stupid? Answer the question yourself.
Well, with how much he plays, it does kind of make him stupid.
No further questions, Your Honor.
The witness may be seated onto examining the defendant.
Can I actually win this? It's going well so far, but the prosecution is taking this very seriously.
The defendant has been sworn in. You may now ask your questions.
Thank you, Your Honor. So, Gaspo, when you cheat, is it for any reason in particular?
I only cheat to make it fair. You guys always team up on me.
This kid is not helping his case. Alright, how often do you cheat then?
Only when you guys try to kill me.
Would you say that this drove you crazy?
Kinda.
No further questions. This kid is so dumb that he's actively trying to ruin his own case. Maybe I could use that to my advantage, though.
The prosecution may begin cross-examination.
So, Gaspo, you said that you cheat to make it fair, and when people kill you, correct?
Yeah.
Would you say that these things happen often?
Yeah, you guys are mean to me all the time.
Do you think your cheating makes you stupid?
No, you guys are just saying that to be mean.
No further questions, Your Honor.
This kid just ruined his case.
Alright, the prosecution may begin closing arguments.
As you've seen here today, Gaspo has indeed committed the crimes he's accused of, and even admitted himself. Not even his defense was able to refute anything. Gaspo even stated that he did as he felt was right, and doesn't believe his actions make him stupid. I hope that the man finally gets the punishment that he deserves. He deserves nothing less than the death penalty and more for the crimes that he has committed. I hope that you, the judge of the highest court in the lands, serve justice to Gaspo and show him that his actions do have consequences.
The defense may now speak.
The prosecution has brought up many good points, and he's right. I could never hope to refute all of that evidence. Not because of how damning it is, but because I'm here to tell the truth. And the truth is, Gaspo has committed these crimes.
I thought you were supposed to defend me.
Let me finish. He may have committed these crimes, and even admitted to it, but do you really think that someone of average intelligence would actively destroy his own case? He needs help, not to be killed off because of dumb mistakes. Throughout this case, he's shown how incredibly dumb he is. Even just now, not allowing me to finish because he was too stupid to see where I was going. If you want to truly serve justice today, then I implore you to allow him to get help. If you give him the death penalty, just know you're wasting all of the potential good he could do under the right care.
Would the prosecution like to argue anything?
I've said all I needed. I am confident you'll bring Gaspo justice.
Alright, give me some time to deliberate on this. I will be back shortly.
Well, we're screwed. I need to win this case if I want Gaspo to ever trust me. There's just no way we can win with all that evidence against us. And I know that it was right. What can I even do now that...
I have made my decision. Based on what has been said here today, I believe that Gaspo is legally stupid.
We actually won?
Dude, we won the case!
We did it. And so that was how I managed to defend my enemy in court. Still, I was very confused how we won. That was until I realized the same thing I had noticed before. That being that Froggy is far too nice for his own good, and he didn't want any unnecessary violence. So, even with the flimsy case that I presented, he still ruled in favor of no real harm. In the end, I got paid in totems, and my plan to get Gaspo to trust me had actually worked. Although, there is still one mystery left unsolved. As everything must, this is the end. Though if you require more information, you must go there. A lectern, huh? It's not trapped, is it? Okay, good. Let's see what it says then. That's weird, it's a pastebin link. I wonder what's at the end of the pages. Remember the key. Oh, wasn't it base 64? I guess I copied the link then. Oh, enter password. That must be the key. Got it. Now, what is all of this? Just a bunch of random characters. I wonder if base 64 means anything. Decoder and encoder. Yeah, that's right. Let's paste this and... moment of truth. It worked. This is it. You've found the final part of the lore, as you call it. You cannot stop what is yet to come. Bicker amongst yourselves. Argue who could have done this. It all continues the same. What I did that day was not a threat. It was a warning. The end of the server is something that cannot be stopped. It is an unstoppable force, and what I did shows that this server is no immovable object. Prepare as you must, but this will happen sooner than you think. Do not dwell on this ending, for it is also a new beginning. So, we still don't know who it was that destroyed the server, and I'm not sure we ever will. One thing I do know is that we have a similar goal. I want to finally end my time on this server, and I want to take the server down with me. But I guess you'll have to wait and see that next time, in the finale of the SMP.